Hello! How dare you, Willow? Welcome in, Mac, Willow, Theron. Hope you're all having a great week so far. Oh, good. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me just read chat here. Okay, well, that was it. Did say that. I can't believe you said that. Unbelievable. All right. We've got the book scene here, which is going to be a little bit better paced. The book. So what we're gonna need? It's a start. It's a start. We're gonna need a material for pages, which is gonna be a little bit weird. Or the narrator from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. That was an interesting one. Let's change this to pop-ups. Something looks well, so it's going to be very similar, but it's going to have actual ink, sort of, on it. But then also we need to think about the thickness. Needs lines going across it, and that's going to be its own different thing. So let's see here. Let's have Node 3D for front cover, back cover, and spine. We're going to break it into pieces, and it's going to open up. Okay, the main bit of the front cover is going to look like this. But thinner. Of course, big. Let's say quarter of that. And then we'll move it down as appropriate. Nope. Nope. Right around there-ish. Front cover. Okay, the center point. This is going to be interesting. Oh man, I just need to get the rights. I'm sure Nintendo will trust me with their IPs, their hardware IPs. All right, so we're gonna have a block of pages here. Pages block. Which means a little bit thinner here. Let's come in a little bit here. Back doesn't matter that much. There's going to be a bunch of pages. There's something going on here. Paper Robert. Okay, so this material, we're gonna make new material for this. Okay, so that's not what we want. Do you need something? Paper. We're gonna use paper for the albedo. Okay, that gives it a cool texture, as you can see. That's very nice. And then we're gonna make it kind of match the parchment-y color that we've got going on. That's not it. How did we make this work? Oh, probably the shader color. Yeah, look at this right here. 09, 06, 02. 09, 06, 02, something like that. Not great. Not great. Better. The thing is that when you view it this way, is it because of this? It is because of that. There we go. Now we can adjust it without having that blue tint to it. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good papery texture. So right now, we've got an issue with it though. And I don't know exactly how we're going to deal with it. But there's not much of a texture on the outside, really. And I guess that's okay, but like I'd expect there to be like pages texture, you know? Not sure if there's a good way to deal with that exactly. Is there a good way to deal with that? Well, maybe. Let's try some things. Okay, so if I mess with this, that does affect things. So X affects that, but I also see it affecting this down here. I'm seeing the Y affect that. So yeah, it's the way that the oh, it's GQ. Oh, Mickey Mania. Oh my gosh, look at that giant goose. It's huge. Okay, so we want to make it so that we can kind of fold this whole thing. Which means these things need to be a little bit better oriented to the origin. Right here. Guess that's, no, that's not the bending point. The bending point is here. Like right there. The week, this is it. Okay, okay. Cozy, what are you getting into? All right. Good job. What'd you get?
It was something from
Oh, okay. Posy the nosy. Your dog ate your couch today. Well, that's... these things happen. Gotta admit. Okay, so we're gonna just reverse the transform on these two pieces here. The thing is, yeah, that means we get this. We don't want that. We don't want that, do we? How did that happen? No. Yeah, look at that. That's awful. That's awful. Alright, so delete this. That's not what we want. It's not how we want it. Front cover should be temporarily here. Cozy. She is full of energy tonight. Yeah. Weird. Alright, so front cover, we're gonna just scooch that over. Posey, calm down. My goodness. She's being a little bit of a stinker. She's just being a little silly tonight. There we go. That's how it's gonna close. It's vaguely like that. To the GDB graph thingy? Oh, probably. I guess the spine doesn't really... Well, we could put some pages in the spine. The expectation that it's not really going to get used. Right there. Okay, front cover can unfold, but look at that. That's ugly. Don't want that. Don't want it looking like that. So we can stretch this out a little bit more. Pages block can connect a little bit more, and then the actual front cover base can connect a little bit more. And now when we rotate, yeah, that looks fine. Well, it could be better because we can take the spine, move it down slightly. Perfect. Fact check him. Fact check him. I had in the past we've done a I've had a schedule website up. Let's see. Yeah, here's what that looks like. Ignore the unloaded font. But that includes like the actual time of events automatically adjusted to your time zone, as well as links to everybody in a fun little pop-up effect using the magic of CSS animations. All right, she's laying down now. All right, so now move that, move that. That doesn't look right. Why does that not look right? There we go. Probably, maybe. Okay, there we go. That's the book right there. But now the spine needs to be approved. We ready to go down? 5 minutes, all right. Yeah, I getcha. Okay, front cover, back cover, spine. I'm gonna take that and position it. I'm gonna rile her up. What does that look like so far? No, a child is going to go to bed. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we're gonna need these set up in such a way that they nest into one another. So front cover is going to be connected to the spine, so that as the spine rotates, the front cover comes with it. And then the spine is going to be connected to the back cover. So as we move the spine, it will allegedly work better than that. Spine rotation point. It's gonna be, yeah, like right there.
Dobbs's dog fell into the pool and was caught by an inner tube. Now there is a ring around a posy.
Very good, very good. Thank you, GQ. How did he recognize his own level? Spine rotation point. There we go. But now that sticks out a bit, but that's okay. Posey, you better not be getting into things. You better not. Posey, I tell you what. Okay, and then that, yeah, that's sticking out a bit. We don't want that. Okay. Okay, that looks all right. Yeah, okay. So this can be spine, I think, now, because I think we can get away with just moving this out of here. Delete this. Yeah, that'll work. Oh my goodness, that's a very sharp pencil. Talking about Posey? Oh yes, a cooking stream from GQ. That'll be something. Yeah, once you guys get back. Yeah, night walk. So let's add an animation player for the book. We're gonna make one for open. Dang, I don't want to walk with Posey. No. No. The spine is going to rotate, and at the same time, the front cover is going to rotate. So this is going to be the open set. Pib party, yeah, let's go! 90, is that right? Okay. Obviously, the axis. It's not how books open. Pixely Pibbos, keep them coming. Okay, that's also not how books open. That is some sort of anomaly. You can ignore it. There we go. Much better. Pibbing 6. Have a good walk. All right. Have a good walk. All right. These can, I don't know. What are we gonna just hide the pop-ups for now? I guess we need, gosh, there's a lot of pibs on the tree. Get them out of here. All right. We want a nice little book cover, you know? At some point, maybe I'll think about giving it like a little bit of less boxy, you know, make it look a little bit less N64 and a little bit more GameCube. But for now, this'll be fine. Let's get like a nice gold emblem. I love 100 or something, don't we all? Here, GLB. This one right here. That's a little bit big, I'm gonna admit. A little bit big. Gosh, I eyeball so many things in this now, and I just don't care. I just don't care anymore. Okay, that gives us a little bit of thickness, which is fun. And I've got a nice gold texture that we can slap on that. Boom. Pretty extra. And so now the whole book can. Oh, you can just hear it. Just the rustle of pages that it's gonna do. This right here. So one idea I've got for that is, and it would be quite silly, but we could do a CSG polygon for the spine. We can actually add that to this one. And it can just be, we can just do it by hand, basically. Just a little bit of a burp, 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 burp. And then we can work these a little bit to improve. Oops. How everything looks. Give it a nice little roundiness to it. And then we change the depth of it. Oh, no, depth is already fine. We give it a union. It's already got a union. So boom, there we go, done. Do the polygon, take one step, and then that's not how this goes. Nice. I think I'm gonna open this a little bit. Well, no, because the camera's gonna be on top, so it's not gonna really matter. That said, the spotlight, can we get shadows on that? That gives it a little bit, that gives it a little something something. Yeah, let's leave those on. It's barely gonna impact performance. There's not a lot of mesh to shade things, so I'm super fine with that. Back cover. Yeah, no, you know what? it's gonna hover. It's gonna hover. We're gonna bring the table up to meet it. There we go. That looks not bad. You know what, with that gear on top, that's pretty nice. And the shadow is quite visible when it's opening, which is pretty cool. All right, good. The interior. We're gonna have some big chunks of pages here. How are we gonna make that work? Do we go for the rounded pages? I mean, it gets complicated with the pop-up stuff, because you may recall our pop-ups here. Oh, this isn't gonna open. This isn't gonna be open. Yeah, because we haven't rigged that up yet. These are going on a perfect 180-degree arc. So let's illustrate the issue. Bring out MS Paint. So right now we have cover, spine. That's fine. So what we're doing right now is we have this book going across this arc, this perfect 180-degree arc. What would be nice looking for a book is for the pages to do this, right? Like the pages are kind of fanning out a bit. But that really screws with our animation, which is currently set to be like, you have a center point, and it is going to go like this. It is going to move along this line. To make it say, well, it's going to move along this line, but it's going to like bend at a certain point, and at another point, and at another point, and kind of make this. I could actually do that. That's possible. We could adjust the Y coordinate of the vertex along some curve based on what? What's the function here? What are we mapping? What's our map here? We're wanting to say translate like this point to here. Translate this point to leave it where it is. Translate this point to here. So it feels like we're just changing the theta position. But also, well, you know what? Actually, I guess it does sort of extend a bit. Like the pages would kind of more like be like this. You know, like that sort of shape. I do love the storybook aesthetic and it's a bit of a homage to, you know, the roots of the genre. I feel like Paper Mario 64 was the first RPG of its type. An RPG that not only had but emphasized very, very tiny numbers for damage. Like, compare it with, like, SNES, golden age of RPGs, but you're dealing out hundreds or even thousands of points of damage per round. And then Paper Mario 64 just says, you know what would be a really big amount? 6. I'm gonna Google pictures of an open tome. No, I don't mean open time. I do mean open tome. Thank you very much. Yeah, all right. So one major thing is the spine is bent. Like interior, but still. And then you got this going on. Which makes a lot of sense. That's how that would do. But you know what? We're gonna basically hide this. This part's gonna be hidden, I think, to some degree. And we can make a mesh of this shape pretty easily. Currently, we got these placeholder blobs, but we can actually do something a little bit better with that. But then to get the pop-up pages to properly follow this arc, what is the translation here? From these points up to here. It's like down here, I don't want to just say, oh, well, yeah, just move it to this angle. No, because the angle changes. Let me look at this image again. It sort of comes up and goes out again. What can we graph that as? Gosh, polar coordinates, radial stuff. Like I can do trig decently, but it takes my brain a bit to really snap into the right spot here. Like we could just say scale. All right, so I think our shader for vertex stuff, we get a theta. Yeah, we map the theta value. And then that's how we position the vertex X and Y values. So what we could do is adjust this mapped theta across some formula that is scaled by the amount the page is open. Ooh, it's not just the page, is it though? It's not just the page. So we've got the turn ratio. So the turn ratio tells us how open it is from a scale of 0 to 1. 0 being it's completely open, 1 is it's closed. That one in practice isn't going to make a lot of difference because we're still using mapped ratio. And then center theta, that's fine. It's really just this the original XY. And then the mapped XY is based on the distance from the spine. Okay, distance from spine is important. And also the mapped theta. Is the mapped theta? Unfolded theta to center theta along turn ratio. Unfolded theta being a tan of the texture. So I guess maybe I could just look at the UVY value. Like as we get towards the bottom of the image, that's going to affect it more. As we get towards the top, we don't really care as much. At that point, it can be just mapped to its regular well, no, the final vertex Y does actually matter, doesn't it? Maybe we only care about the final vertex Y. And then we map it based on, okay, so we take this vertex Y of this position, whatever it is, and then we map it straight up. Can we just do straight up? It's like adjusting the theta makes sense. It really makes sense because that I could flatten this out to a fairly easy, just a little quadratic function or something. Actual pop-ups do have flat, stiff pages. Yeah, it's true. But I think we're gonna waive that for now. Hey. All right, I'll come down. I'll be right back. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll run some clips. Oh. My plan is to grab the P-switch as it falls, and then do a runoff. Oh my goodness! The cheese! It has to be very fast. So I tested that to see what that looks like. This is an example of, with the big Dobbs logo. So it would go like, boom, 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 boom. The sound effect is actually not happening from the computer. Yeah, believe it or not, that's actually me making that noise with my throat. Boom.
It was so computer.
Yeah, let's see if we can get on the left side. That's a cool setup to allow for, oh, there we go. Yes, shenanigans are afoot. We got shenanigan back. Come on, give me that, give me that. I need that call. Oh, jeez. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh. That's it. That's it. 32 heat. Oh. Oh. Camp Horizon. I love this stage. All right, Mario Maker 4.0 update. All stages are replaced with this one. Yeah, this is basically hold right. Right here. Hold right, hold jump, and you got it. Huh. Don't even need the power-ups. You can just damage boost. Alright, cool. We got it. We got our sub 30. 27 and change. Fantastic level, Mario Maker fan. Probably one of my favorite levels of yours so far. Hey! Kip with the 2 months. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, there's no city. We checked
looked.
high and low, but I'll go down there.
I threw him a bone.
Come on, Warden, let's dig!
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna get me hit for a second.
I wanted to go punch him.
Yeah, he was ready for you.
That was...
Little do they know you're using heat-seeking missiles.
Oh gosh, that crit.
This is 101 how to kill a server. Play with
That's
dogs,
right.
Give them a medic.
Oh gosh, this is just disgusting.
Oh, they got me. I'm dead.
Oh no. Oh no. Come on, come on, come on. Please, 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 please. First try! Out of 27. And there's no way I'm getting all of those, of course. I think that last I checked, only about 40 people have managed to. Okay. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Only.
Oh, he is.
Oh yeah, Rip Francis. Leave him. He's dead. He's dead. He startled the witch.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I was right behind you, so we both got hit with that
Ooh!
Oh no.
Ooh!
Dobbs.
Pills.
We're in a situation.
This does seem like a situation to me.
We got hard.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
Oh no.
Pew 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 pew. Hey, good job, guys. We did it.
I don't know how that creeper followed me. Because there should have been no floor for it.
No, sorry.
Oops.
I may have explained the trapdoors poorly. They always see trapdoors as solid. And will therefore try.
They'll walk right in and fall.
You wanna try that again? Doing any kind of commentary. Who knows? Oh my gosh. Oh man. That's exciting. I don't know if I have to do that double back or not. And there's the end. Look at that. That's so good. Oh! Alright, I'm back. Hello. Thanks for the pib. What a dumb joke. What a dumb bit. Alright. The bib. Alright, so the idea is that for some reason we're going to scooch. We're going to scooch each point from the initial setup. We're going to scooch these points to follow something more like this. We're going to map it, which means our inputs are going to be our radius, our distance from the center, and our original theta value. And that's it. That's all we need. Original theta. Is it all we need? We don't need center theta, do we? Do we need turn ratio? Probably need turn ratio. Because if we have a page that is all the way open, that's when we want to do this. But if it's all the way closed, then no, we still do. We still want it to do it, even if it's all the way closed. It's all just based on that theta value. We still want it to bend to that mapping. Okay, so that's what we know. So that's gonna look like what? That means we have our distance from spine. That's our radius. We have our mapped theta at this point. So we're gonna adjust mapped theta here based on mapped theta and distance from spine. And we're going to do it in such a way. Okay, the adjustment amount as radius increases. Let's use red for radius. As radius increases, our adjustment amount goes higher, following sort of the curve of a page. We're gonna cheat this a little bit and go with something like vaguely, I don't know, do we want to do, like that's vaguely a square root function, but that might be expensive to compute. So I think we're gonna do a quadratic. With this being 0 and this being 1. So we would want to get this kind of curve with, what's our y value? This being y, whatever y is. No, let's say alpha. So this curve is y equals, let's do this method here. This is a winner. We use the zeros, right? So we have a negative. Our zeros are 0 and 2. And then our actual alpha here we can plug in. So it's going to look something like negative x squared, 0. Just get rid of that. Plus 2x. Plus our alpha value. And that's it. Where x is radius and y is, again, because we're going to like a polar system, so we're just going to try not to think about it and hope it's close enough. All right. So that's our new mapped theta as a function of radius. And then we also want to do it as a function of what our original mapped theta was. So let's say float new theta. New theta. Is there a, let's see, Godot shader squared? Is there a way to do squared? No, shading language. Yep. Can I do exponents in here? Can I do POW? Built-in functions. POW. Look, built-in functions page. POW. There is POW. You can do POW A, B. Okay. POW. radius squared plus 2 times distance from spine plus 0 point. So let's start 3. Make it a little bit more drastic. Oh, doesn't like. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, that needs to be 2.0. Gotta be specific. Okay, that's gonna do. That's interesting. That's interesting. What? What? Did I? Let me look at this. Look at this again. Plug in 0 into this function. You get 0 squared plus 2 times 0 plus 0.3. Oh, yeah, that's super wrong. Somehow. What? But if you plug in 0, you should get 0. Oh, I threw a plus alpha in there randomly. That's not supposed to be there. Well, that's still not great, but it's more understandable now. Yeah, it should be negative x squared. That makes sense. Oh, gosh. Is there any online? Here we go, from its roots. Okay. Roots at 0 and 2. Point on graph, 1, 0.3. Yeah, that's the function I expected. What did I do wrong here? Should have been negative 0.3 times distance from spine times distance from spine minus 2.0. Still doesn't quite look right. I feel like we've got the wrong curve here. Theta is 0. Yeah, we're getting a weird shape here. And I'm worried that's because I'm going off of theta. It is because I'm going off of theta, isn't it? Yeah, because this should go... Well, it should be fattest here, and then it should... No. Then it would go... Then it would just be fattest here, so it would be like... What would that be? Would it be like that? Oh my gosh, I'm needed. I'll be right back. Alright. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle indeed. Okay, that is... Whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh, I see. Oh, I want a star. I want a star, and I want to stand on that. Oh. Oh man. That's exciting. I don't know if I have to do that double back or not. And there's the end. Look at that. That's so good. I could probably do that. Al, what are you doing over there? Al? Buddy?
I'm just testing on my bowstring.
Oh, okay, okay. Be careful, you're gonna wear out the tension. It's not the worst position.
Dubs, look out!
No!
Oh god!
Sorry. Sorry.
Excuse me. Hold on.
Hang on. I got it. Oh, wait, hang on.
Hold on.
There we go.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Can you repair
sorry.
one?
What?
You cannot repair while you're in the boat. Oh, I guess you could get out probably.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a hole right here.
Just get out and push.
No, God, no! You're gonna kill me! I'm almost dead. I got so close to dying. My boat is gone. He took my boat. He took my boat.
Oh, Counterflog! Crit! He's already dead!
Don't overextend.
I must overextend! Alright. That's why I've got the conch! Because now I'm
See you,
practically
Leonard.
invincible! Well, it has to be very fast. So I tested that to see what that looks like. This is an example of, with the big Dobbs logo. So it would go like, boom, 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 boom. The sound effect is actually not happening from the computer. Yeah, believe it or not, that's actually me making that noise with my throat. Boom.
It was so computer.
He's a holographic circle bird. There he is. You see here it says he can tickle and lifage. Oh, that's fancy.
It's a tickling circle bird.
French.
He must be a French bird.
French.
Wait. Okay.
Nope, going. Did we do that? Did we do that? I think we did that.
I don't know.
So that I can have your smiling face on here also.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm gonna turn off.
Just gonna make sure that we got just the right amount of germ dove on the stream here. That's perfect right there. Oh yeah. Maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There it is. There it is.
I think I have sound. Yeah, I've got sound. That's okay. I fixed it.
Oh, I forgot Rover. Rover's in the back. There we go. Move him to the front there. All right, now we're set.
Window.
This is top tier content. Sure.
Yeah, I gotta show off my Curbska impression because I've been working on it, and I think I've got it down now. You know, practicing in the mirror. It takes a bit, but I think I finally have captured. I think I've finally captured Curb's true essence. All right, here we go. Hey guys, it's me, Curbska.
I need to.
I'm realizing what I should probably do is make myself a map.
This is going. This is going great.
This is a raid. They're killing themselves.
Oh no.
Okay, wait. I'm just gonna focus on what I can do.
Wow. I'm like the warden all over again.
Don't worry. I'm doing.
Bubbles, two. So,
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't get as much. Oh, got him.
is that a new type of bug or something?
Tank.
Tank bug?
What's happened to tank bugs?
Weird.
Oh, delightfully devilish. Yes! Get cheese! Alright. Back. We're gonna try and get something done tonight. Here we go. Hi, Day. Welcome in. Posey, please stop. Give me some time. Give me some time to concentrate here. Huh? Yeah, I guess it would be more of this shape, huh? Might need snuggles, huh? Or redeem for a Posey stream, where I just point the camera at Posey while I get something done. She does not. Oh, Day hasn't met Posey. I think somebody put a picture in Germdove's Discord. It wasn't me. Yeah. This is gonna be such a weird... Alright, well, this is obviously a colossal failure of a shape, and I'm not sure if it's that I'm coding it wrong. If you were to map a quadratic equation to a polar coordinate system, is this what you would wind up with? I guess so. Yeah, you would... That's weird. I don't like that. Like, there's a thickness there, but it's the wrong thickness. Because ultimately what I want is outward, like, straight up. Which means... You don't really get... Yeah, that's just a scaled... That's just straight up scaling it. Which would be distance from spine times whatever. Well, no, it would just be, you would just take the original old theta, the unfolded theta. Can we get away with this? Whoa! I mean, that's certainly something, but no, that's completely wrong. She is. She is. See, now I'm just flat out guessing. It's Boolean. Welcome back, Boolean. We are working on some advanced trigonometry, which is to say I'm about to just start guessing. How was your stream? What were you up to? We are making a pop-up book effect. It needs some work, but the general idea is there. Well, that, but then, okay, some things are messed up right now. Oh, they're very messed up right now. I've really messed things up here. Let me see if I can possibly correct this. No, it's dead for good. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, and I'm in the middle of screwing everything up. It's great. Everyone's gonna love it. Oh, Wayward, yeah! That's a fun one. Like I said, it's a little bit opaque. I don't know if they've given it a bit more of a tutorial, but yeah. I had a lot of fun with that one like 10 years ago or something ridiculous. Yeah, it probably would have been around 10 years ago. Yeah. Sometimes the discovery is the fun part. Unfolded theta. That looks like that's... All right, let me pull up... What's wrong here? Not unfolded theta, mapped theta. That's our problem here. That's why you keep things in source control. There we go. So the idea is this is what's going to happen. Right now... Oh, those shadows don't look great, actually. We can edit that in the shader with removing this, I think. Yeah, this is going to be like the story intro. You know, our story begins. And it's going to be slowed down pretty severely. And there's going to be text at the bottom and everything, and actual pages between these pop-up bits. What we're working on now is what I'm trying to figure out is could we make it more curvy at the bottom instead of this like straight 180 degree, you know, perfectly crisp pages? Can I make the pages kind of bend a bit more? And it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. That's the big project for tonight. Is just to see, like, can we figure that out? So what if take mapped theta, and then we just scale it a bit. What is that? Yeah, that's just gonna go towards that. I want it to be closer to. Can you do pi and like what is? Do we have? We're just gonna try and type pi and see if it knows what I'm talking about. I don't know the shader language. Have a good one. Thank you again for the raid. Yeah, enjoy the dinner. All right, so let's mess with this mapped theta. Let's take the difference from pi. No, from pi over 2. Let's absolute value that. How far is it from pi over 2? And then scale that by No. Let's start with the mapped theta. And take our difference from... Yeah, I need to know how far away it is from the edge of the page. Oh yeah, I'm fair. That is fair. I understand that. So mapped theta being from 0 to pi. I want to know how far away from thing. I want to take our distance from pi over 2, scale it somewhere. Up. Really tempted to just mess with the y values. Like, I know that would be wrong, but it would be easier. Yeah, what if we just, let's take one of these pages and just increase the turn ratio so we can see it a little bit better in its flatness. What if we just say vertex.y, if we just say increase by 0.1, yeah, it just scoots everything up. But if we base it on, let's see here, let's call it the scoot up factor. The scoot factor. And we're gonna say, all right, well, mix vertex y to, oh no, let's say plus equals 0 to 0.2 based on the scoot factor. So higher scoot factor increases it more. Up to a value of 1. Yeah, there we go. Scoot factor is going to be based on how low it already is. So if it's already at 0, we have a high scoot factor. So let's clamp 1 minus vertex y to the range 0 to 1. Oh, that doesn't seem to make much of a difference there, does it? Is vertex.y the actual height? It's the actual height, isn't it? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't remember. What does the clamp function do here? What's the actual parameter? X and then min and then max. So yeah, min to max. Scoot factor. All right, base it on absolute value of vertex.x. How about that? Yeah, so now we get, open that book, please. Okay, so now we get that, like, further out gets scooted. Well, all right, how's that look? Let's just see how that looks. We get a little bit more of a curve, but it's linear. So unfortunately, it is better. So instead of basing it on absolute value of vertex x, what if we do this dumb quadratic equation we were looking at earlier? Yeah, this one. Which is negative 0.3 times, guess we'll go vertex x for now, times vertex x minus 2.0 See what that looks like. It's probably it's tough to tell. It's tough to tell, isn't it? Isn't it? All right, we need a page blob in between our pop-ups here. These are not going to belong. What would happen if we'd probably do some really bizarre things if we added a block into one of these. No, it wouldn't actually. But we do need to mess with this a little bit. This will be our block of page here. So this we can... Alright, so this is going to be its own special thing here. I need the gizmos. There we go. Okay, this is going to have its own shader parameter, I think, which is going to pinch it down towards the left and curve it somehow, and then we'll get the exact values from there. So we need a new... There's going to be a new shader material. Convert to shader material. Shader. Vertex. Okay, so this is our page shader. We're going to say... vertex.y equals 0. Okay, that flattens it. Good. Vertex.y times equals vertex.x. Okay. That gives it a nice sort of triangular shape. Except the edges really suck there. Really, really bad. Why? I don't quite know. Huh. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, we need, it's a CSG. It needs... Nope, it shouldn't be a CSG. We should make it a mesh instance. Because then we can increase the amount of... Wait, surely you can do a subdivide in a CSG, right? Can you not? You might not be able to. Okay. All right. New box mesh. Paste material. Can I paste material? Copy. Nope. Guess not. I guess not. Okay. I'll save this. Page shader. Huh. Neat. What? All right, that's cool. That's cool. Love it. Love it. Let's work on that a little bit. Remove all of this stuff. Okay, now we have a box, a very terrible box. Why so terrible? Don't know. Don't know. Get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. This one. We need the texture. The paper texture. And we don't need a regular texture, actually. We're gonna get rid of that. Oh, we do, don't we? We totally do. Oh man, this is gonna be... It's gonna be weird. Okay, well, just give it paper texture for now. How about that? Oh, it is having some issues with the Z fighting. Huh. And that's probably because of this. Well, to some degree at least. All right, that's a little bit better. And then this. All right, that's probably fine. Okay. Now let's see about flattening. It's still, I don't like what's happening here, and I don't quite understand what's happening here. Why can I see inside of this? Why is this having so much trouble? Okay, it is somehow fault of the material. Cold disabled, that's fine. We can turn it off, but that shouldn't be affecting it. Okay. Maybe it'll be fine once it's all put together or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so vertex dot y times equals vertex dot x. What does that look like? Yeah, still we get this problem where the vertices over here, for some reason, are not scaling down. Why would that be? If the X vertex over here okay, it's not some kind of weird zero error or something. Like this would be the X vertex. X of 0, Y of 1. So why does this one not scale down? What if I just said 0.5? Does it scale down? Looks like it scales down. With repairs from the tree, they haven't done the repairs yet. We're hoping that, yeah, see, that looks fine. We're hoping that we get that all squared away soon. But vertex X just says no. Why is the vertex X here then? 1? How is that possible? There's something really weird about how this mesh is constructed that I don't fully understand. Alright, replace it with a plane. How about that? replace it with a two-sided plane. Like, that makes sense, right? It's a page. Uh-oh. No? Okay. Sure. Yeah. Alright, so vertex.y times equals 0 times equals 2. Well, that doesn't work, does it? Because it's got to be plus equals to change its position. Yeah. And this we should see, yes, that's what we should see there. As it approaches -1. Okay, and that's because it's of the scaling. We're doing scaling when we shouldn't be. 0.5, 0.05. We should be adjusting it here instead. Point 1. Sure. A little bit smaller. Great. It's a page. Love it. Okay. Dang it. It's just a page now. So what do we end up doing here? This right here. This was our formula. Let's see what happens if we just copy this in. We need a theta here. And that's just going to completely bend this. I think we do want subdivision on the width. Depth doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. Yeah, already. Yeah, that gives us something going on there. It's the wrong something, but it's something. We want to remove culling. Oh, and we do that here, don't we? With render mode cull disabled. So that we can see both sides of the page. That doesn't pair super nicely with that, but it's going to be okay. Can we temporarily... Oh yeah, the pages are... Okay, we have a page. It's not the most beautiful thing, but it is a page. So what we're going to try to do is make it sort of bend more. What is that going to look like? All right, so right now, we're messing with this. We're looking at just the vertex X along a quadratic function. Vertex X from 0 to 1, I think. Why are we getting it? Why does it look like that then? Why does it look like that then? That's not going to change anything. Why did I think a shader would be the right approach? Because I need to learn shaders, that's why. I'm doing this to myself. So scoot factor is going to look at the curve from 0 to 1. And it's going to bump the vertex Y up. Yeah, that's weird. vertex x of 0. Or is that -1 actually? Is that what's going on here? Let's find out. Vertex dot y plus equals 1. How much is 1? All right, it is a full global unit. So if I say plus equals vertex dot x, then notice, yeah, that's 0. That's -1 to 1. Okay, so we're actually off by a factor here. So when I'm talking about x here, I'm actually meaning vertex dot x plus 1 and then divided by 2. Okay, there we go. Maybe? Is that what we wanted? Is that what we wanted? There's no way that's what we wanted. That looks like no, it's got a slight curve to it. I guess it's slight. That's very slight. Oh no, if we put 0 in here, we should get back a value of 0 on curve. Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Like maybe there's a slight curve there. But it's very minor, isn't it? Surely we can ramp this up a bit. What? How does this happen? Oh, it's because I'm clamping, isn't it? Is it? This mesh is a plane mesh. Okay, that's a curve right there. I'm seeing the curve now. We should be able to see it with just 10 subdivisions. Yeah, that's fine. So I want this, but why is it so high up? You know what? Maybe that clamp earlier is what was actually throwing me off. So let's see if that's the case. We're learning what is our coordinate system here. Oh, have a good night, Willow. Hope you get feeling better. This is unexpected, but there's our absolute value coming into play. Wait, if I increase the number of subdivisions here, yeah, then we get a nice crisp point at 0. That does make sense. Gosh, do I want a quadratic equation? Is this what I actually want to see here? I mean, obviously not this, but like, is this curve? Would I rather just go for a square root? Would that look nice? It'd certainly be easier. All right, so take x. Apparently we need to do, apparently this is our 0 point, I guess. We're gonna take that and we're just gonna say pow x to the 0.5. Except I guess we have to subtract out, add in. Oh, that's negative 0.5 to 0.5? Is that what we've been doing this whole time? Oh, no wonder this is screwed up. Okay. Okay. Well, that explains some things, I guess. Oh, I hate how this renders. I mean, I get it, but I hate it. It's not gonna help. If I added some thickness to it, no, maybe not. All right, well, let's start with this, and then let's say we're gonna go up to 0.1. 0.2. That's very thick, but maybe that'll look nice. Is this a better curve for a page? It's a little bit more what we're after, because then we can kind of nestle it there. But it's like I want it to go further down towards the end, which makes me think quadratic equation. Get that nice parabola. Oh boy, I could have just done this in Blender. Could have just done this in Blender. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. This is making me think I want more of a quadratic formula, though. And now we have a 0 to 1, I think, range here. So let's try this old standby. Is that the one? I guess so. Okay, I want to scoot this 0 in a bit. Let's bring up our calculator again. Roots at 0 and let's say 1.5. So that's gonna change this dramatically. 5x minus 5. That's a much better curve. You gotta admit, that's a much nicer book page curve. And we're gonna have a downward angle. So like this weird rendering thing of the crisscross, not even gonna be visible. Not even gonna be visible. To tell you the truth, most of this is not gonna be visible. Okay. Next. Do I want to make this a box mesh? I kind of want to make it a box mesh. Let's duplicate this and just try it out with a box mesh and see if that looks a little bit nicer. It'll have some thickness to it, and I think that's going to be important. What are our dimensions here? 1.095. And then this is, of course, going to be significantly thinner. And then this is going to be significantly more... Ooh, like, we don't need that many. That's pretty good. What in the world is happening with the... What on earth is happening with the edge of this mesh? Oh, no, no, no. What is that? Okay, how do graphics libraries work? What am I looking at here? How does all of 3D graphics work to create this? It's not flipped. I did not flip the faces, and flipping them is not helping. What am I looking at here? Hang on, is it a cull disabled issue? Take that out. Well, actually, yes, that was it. Great, thank you for answering. Okay, that's significantly better. That's significantly better. Right, we turned on cull disabled for the plane mesh because it was a plane and we wanted to see the other side of it. Okay, this is significantly better. Thin this up a little bit more. Yeah, let's make it look like one thick page here. I'm down with that. Okay. Next, we're going to expose a theta parameter. Okay, so original one is out. This is the new hotness. Box mesh with a little bit of thickness. Just a little taste of thickness here. Theta. We're going to expose that, and we're going to modify the vertex for X and Y based on a theta value, with this being the default at 0. We're going to do this stuff after the fact, I think, somehow. Maybe not at all. Maybe not at all. I mean, we will do it, but right now we're basically going to fake rotate the mesh so that we can control that curve in a fluid way with just the shader. That's the plan. Is it gonna work? Let's find out. To do that, we need to map each of these points, each of these vertices. Well, no, we're straight up getting the theta. Oh, no, we want the thickness part of it, which is on the vertex Z beforehand. And then we're going to rotate. We're going to map. Okay. Gonna bite off more than I can chew here. Obviously, that's wrong. Yeah. We need to remap it back after we're done. So float new X is going to be SNES games. Nice. New X is going to be our original X times the cosine of theta. Our new Y is going to be our original X sine of theta. And then at the very end of this, vertex X is going to be a little bit silly. It's going to be our new X, but then we have to subtract 0.5. No. That's not possible, is it? Maybe. We're going to try that. And vertex Y is just going to be our new Y, I think. All right, what happens? That actually might be right. Okay. That's a good... That's a start. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Next, we're going to get this curve in here. So we're going to take... we're going to do this. Now what does this look like? Oh, it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's all right. Why is it over there? Is that where I want it to be? Doesn't feel like it's long enough, if that makes sense. Why does it feel that way? I guess that's fine. It'll be fine. And I can even go a little bit further even. But it's dark on this side for some reason. And that's because the lighting is happening beforehand, right? Is that why? That's probably why. I would definitely prefer it to be a little bit shaded. How do you get it to light on? Godot shader. Lighting. I don't know. I have no idea. It feels like it's doing something very weird. Yeah, like if I flip this over so the page is upside down, it gets darker. So I feel like that's what we're seeing here, is this is how dark the underside of the page is. And it is gonna have different color. Let's see here. How can we do this? What would happen if I just threw in the default light shader? Then no, basically. What is this? What is this? I don't know what any of this is, which is the general idea. No matching function found. Great. This is probably from 3.5 then, isn't it? Well, maybe not. I don't know. What would I do? Called for every pixel, for every light affecting the material. Godot vertex shader light weird. Like, why is it the way it is? We have why is it doing this? All right. What? What if? And why not? What if we reverse the values when center theta, if center theta is greater than pi over 2, then treat it as though we don't want to do branches in the, well, we could. So my dumb idea is, all right, here's what let's do. Let's do. Position 0. Move it to 0. We're no longer going to adjust this by 0.5 here. Or are we? We might need to. All right, this is gonna be silly, but give me a minute. We're gonna get there. Take the vertex X and do what? Remove this. Okay, that's something. Yep. Let's go ahead and double it. Give it to the next guy. Good. Okay. But why is it dark? Okay, and then Y can also be doubled. Why is it dark? Is it because it's like, no, like, really, why is it dark? It's fine on this side. Why is it fine on this side? Comment all this out. Comment everything here out. Okay, now comment it back in. Why is it... Okay. Why is it dark? What's happening here? Help. Thicker page. Okay, no, that's not it. That's not it. We're gonna fix the page thickness in a bit. I'd really like to figure out why it's being so dark. It was not dark a moment ago. This is fine. Okay, hang on. So this is fine. This is dark. Why? If X drops by just... Okay, what about this? What does that do? Still fine. Okay. This. Still fine. Great even. Oh, actually, is that enough? Can we leave it right there? That looks pretty good. It's still dark on the underside. Right. Because we haven't gotten our solution in place yet. So here's my dumb solution. It's a dumb one. Just brace yourselves. So the idea is that if theta I'm going to do theta float t equals pi over 2.0 equals I want to do absolute value shifting here. Subtract theta, wrap it with an absolute value, and then add pi over 2. And then use that for this and this. So that single page... Oh, I think I might have done it in the wrong direction. I did, in fact, do it in the wrong direction. Subtract pi over 2. No. That was wrong also. All right, get out paint so I can run this formula. So the idea is that I want it to go this way and then back. So I want it to go 0 to pi over 2, and then, okay, I want this function here, which is negative absolute value of shifted function here. Negative absolute value, interior of the function, I want to subtract out pi over 2. And then exterior of the function, I want to add pi over 2. So that 0 will return 0. There we go. And then the silly thing I'm going to do... Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Because you're still going to see the underside. It's just going to... Man, how do I fix this? Let's see here. What is the trick? Yep, surface orientation. You can encounter issues with how lighting interacts. Lighting calculations rely on accurate surface normals. Okay. Go on. Recalculate the normals. Okay. Godot, shader, recalculate normals. So that means we can undo this monstrosity. Presumably. All right. Recalculate normals after displacement in shader. Hey, friend, this is an issue we've been battling for a while. Good. Anybody? Anybody? This doesn't look promising. But how? We could try it. There's no way, but we'll try it. No, immediate failure because height scale. What is height scale supposed to be here? Come on. Height map. No, I'm not using height map. Sample heights at adjacent point. Well, I can't calculate that now. Can I? How would I get that? How would I get that? Okay, what if we just... Okay, so we apparently have access to something called normal, which is a vector 3. What if I just fake it? Well, I mean, that's a start right there. What if I just said that it is vector 3 up? You know what? Boom. It's wrong, but it's fine that it's wrong because it's close enough. It gives us the right color. All right. That'll be our solution. Your normals aren't normal, potentially, yet. Yay! Welcome in, A-Bar. It's like I could go through and figure out what the actual value is there, and I would hate it. I would hate every minute of it. Yay! It's not perfect, but it's gosh darn close enough. Okay, so there is a page. Let's just slap that into there. Okay. Whew. Okay. So that's gonna go, we're gonna slap that on top of some stuff in here. Let's add a node 3D for not pop-ups, but thin pages. Oh, that's the next thing. Thickness. We need the thickness. So we removed all of it. Not accidentally, but just as a placeholder. But in actuality, this has some thickness to it, based on vertex.z. I shouldn't. Let's be perfectly clear. I should not be doing this as a shader. I should be learning more about how to properly import animations from Blender into Godot, and just pre-bake it, do it all that way. But I really need to get good at shaders. I need to learn shaders. I really don't want to, but I need to. And you know what? This is the closest problem that we've needed to solve that I've been like, I could do a shader for this. Now the pop-up stuff, that actually makes a lot of sense to do it as a shader. Because, well, does it? Okay. The good thing about the shader is it's all parameterized in Godot. So if I decide later I want to make a change, I don't have to break back open Blender and adjust values and re-export and then re-import into Godot and then deal with whatever import errors. No, I can just like adjust the values right there in one program. I love that. That's good. Limit the friction. And then I'll be more likely to adjust things later. Because as it stands, I'm relying really heavily on CSG, the constructive shape geometry nodes, because it's such a pain to build out an area of the game in Blender, even as modular pieces, and then later decide, this jump is a little bit, I wish I could just move this over just like 0.1 units. That would be great. And then I just won't, because it involves, well, I gotta boot up Blender, I gotta make this change, I gotta fiddle with these vertices. Well, you see, Abar, I bring it down to an understandable level because I don't understand anything. I only know that I know nothing. That's the secret sauce. Geometry with script. I could see that. And that does become an every problem is a nail kind of situation because I'm good at programming. I could program. I do it all day, every day. It's my freaking job. But shaders is so different. The tool, the ideas of how you approach things and how you sort of interact with the code is so, it looks like code, but it does not feel like code. There's something other about it. All right, the thickness. Let's get down with the thickness. We're gonna pretend. We're gonna take this theta and we're gonna pretend. What would happen if I just did this? Well, terrible things for one. Okay, that's not it. Right. So it should be, though, that the theta is based on the original. Like, here's our original shape. And you can see that there is a thickness to it. Well, you can't really see it very well, but there is a thickness to it. So the idea, I would think that each vertex, if I just said, you're at a slightly further to the right theta, then that should work, right? So if I added like 0.1 to this, then the whole page lifts slightly. And so if I added vertex.z times 0.1, let's say, then why do I get different values over here than over here? That's... Wait, am I thinking of vertex y? I want vertex y. That's why, because I'm a little bit dumb. Show me thickness. I'm seeing thickness. There it is. There it is. We have it. Thicker. Oh, and it's gonna get thin towards the... Why is it gonna get thin on this side? Because... No, why is it? Why is it? Vertex Y has a difference of, well, it's very narrow. Because it's based on your radius, which is X. So maybe we want to apply a minimum value there. Because at its Currently, at its smallest, it's going to be 0. Does that give us more available thickness? A little bit, a little bit. More thickness? Oh, that made it less thickness. Oh, because X is... Okay, hang on. I'm clamping the wrong area. X is 0. X is... No. Theta. Vertex Y. We're increasing the theta value very slightly. And the result is that we get a little bit of thickness there, but yeah, see down here we get no thickness because there is no thickness when radius is 0. When radius is 0, any arc length becomes 0. So we're getting 0 here. I guess we don't need the thickness there, but it would be nice if we could figure out a way to like offset it a little bit. But only when vertex is well, maybe. Like right now we've got some thickness here to the page, not a lot. But it's something we can certainly increase it a bit. Make this page a little bit thicker looking. But now it looks more and more wedge. So how would we adjust that slightly? We would say that the X position, as you approach 0 radius, we will offset the X position. From what position is the player? This is going to be a static camera view, so we've got complete control. There's no player movement. This is purely a cinematic. So we're going to have, what does it look like? What does it look like, actually? Currently, vaguely right here. Because we're going to have, it's a big pop-up book display, and then a good decent amount of space at the bottom for text box with plot. We should make a variant of the text box. Instead of using the quote box, we should make kind of a nice little soft gradient with like some dark bluish purple. It's not going to zoom in on each one. It's going to be like page opens with a pop-up and then like bit of plot, and then maybe a second page of plot, and then page turns, and then a bit of plot appears, bit of plot, page turns. So it's going to be a fairly stationary camera angle while the book is open. I guess at the last page, maybe I'll pull the camera out slightly while we fade to black before the opening cinematic kicks in. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys the opening cinematic. Is it a secret? Should I? It's not too long until the whole thing is pretty much good to go. Let me kick into one of these areas. Let's have a little treat. Hang on, I'm gonna turn off our music so that I can turn on the in-game music. Right around there. That's I'll fix the mod stuff in a bit, but that's really funny that by the filter. I get it. I get it. But still. Okay. So it is what is the actual scene name? Here we go. It is going to be charging room. All right, here we go. So you get the book intro, and it's like, long ago, ancient city with amazing mechanical robots running around, and the city could grant wishes. So, but then one day it shut down, and I just started the exact same scene again. Okay. And I can't even hear the thunder. I might need to crank that a bit. Actually, there's going to be a loud one. And if this one is so weirdly balanced, I'm worried the loud one is going to be weirdly balanced. Low. Thunder needs to be louder. Makes me feel like the sound effects in general are a little bit low. So the thunder outside is now on a random, it's scripted to be randomized with a delay on the thunder sound effects, and it chooses from a random set of thunder sound effects, but I can barely hear them now. Yeah, weird. It's supposed to be louder, but hey, look, I have a partner now. I'm not supposed to. Anyway. Yeah, then you get to the actual city. And, you're supposed to be over there. How are you over here? Okay, that's fine. Oh, no, it's because I've got the... Right, I've got some state flags already set. That's funny. That's funny. All right, I'm not going to bother fixing it right now. But I do need to bring the volume down on this, because otherwise it's going to overshadow the music. Where's the No, that's chapter title. Where's the actual, I don't even remember what the actual game title scene is. See, that's much better. You get a nice happy-go-lucky starting screen, and then it just like devolves into just, all right, here's your puddle of dead robots. It needs some... I gotta figure out what went on with the thunder. Prologue is... Chapter 1 is done. Prologue still has a lot of work left, because it's like all cinematics. It's like almost all cinematics. There's some battles, but they're tutorials. There's some treasures, but they're tutorials. So there's so much back and forth between characters, and then it's like, all right, character says line, character plays this animation, character says line, character plays this animation, character moves to this location, character turns left. The rats, yeah. Are you a solo developer for this game? Because I am a solo developer. I've got one guy that's done a lot of the music. Hi, Cricket. Let's start close while his in-game sound effect. There's the distant thunder sounds that are supposed to just rumble like half a second after the distant flashes, which I think is a fun little effect. And last time when I was working on it, it sounded great. And now it sounds like crap. But that's, that's part of it. First, we got to get everything into place. Then we can start making everything nicer. And then we get the big rooms to like. Then you get your plot rooms. This is your like Temple of Time in Ocarina of Time. Just this like, just this big space to be in, and have a little cinematic. You don't ever really run around in there. You just exist there for a bit. 2010 Uniblock describes the page flipping effect. Oh no. Oh man. But it's already looking so great. Man, I used to eat up like those kind of blog posts that would talk about like, here's this one specific thing I'm going to try to do. And now let's talk about math for like 12 paragraphs. There was a blog that I read a lot back around the early, well, let's say mid to late 2000s, by a guy called Seamus Young. The late Seamus Young. He was an old school game developer. If you followed any webcomics from around that era, he did DM of the Rings, which was the D&D Lord of the Rings mashup that was very fun. And he did make a published game on Steam solo called Good Robot. More robots. And he was big into procedural generation, and I really enjoyed his posts about all that stuff. Like it really tickled my brain in all the right ways. I learned a lot about like the simplex noise, Perlin noise, that kind of stuff from a lot of his blog posts, and it really got me interested in procedural content. And that's why a lot of the games that I worked on like 10 years ago were very heavy on procedural content. It's great, it's fun, it's interesting. You build the system, and then the game builds the content. And then you just, as a developer, it's a lot more interesting to play that type of game that you have made than, for instance, a story-heavy game that I have made. The story-heavy game is not going to have a lot of surprises for me, but a procedural game, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Interesting. Okay, let's say that as you get closer to radius 0, we offset our vertex X by our vertex Y. Hear me out. So as X approaches 0, the shader art rabbit hole. Man, it's like shaders are tricky. When you start reading like the posts about them and they're explained from their basics, like, okay, I get it. Yeah, you can shift this vertex this way and this vertex this way, and the effect you get is this. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Good way to do it. Much easier than building out an animation in some other tool and importing it and all that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then you get a little bit of fragment shaders. It's like, okay, this one's a little bit trickier for me because I like to think in terms of points in space, and now we're talking about points on a texture, but it's like mapped, and also this is like stretched around a cylinder maybe or a sphere, and it's like, okay, but I get the idea. It's like, all right. It's like, all right, and now we're also going to store information on the texture. It's like, oh, I don't like that. It gets out of hand fast. Okay, so we're gonna say that our X, we're going to adjust that by mixing between 0 and vertex dot z. And if I just say 1, then it's just going to shift everything. Okay, not where I would have expected at all. Why is that one back there and that one? What the heck? The heck? Yeah, any of these people that are like really deep into shaders, it's just wizardry. Okay, hang on now. Hold on. Shift vertex X by vertex Z. How about that? How does that look? What is vertex? Oh. No. Vertex Y. Okay. All right, that's better. It's very slight though, but that makes sense. And so now we're going to base this on vertex Y. I mean, why? No, just add vertex Y, right? No, apparently not. Subtract vertex Y? Nope, definitely not. Y times 5. Let me see some thickness here. What is something's a little bit odd there. Oh, because vertex Y is 0, something like that. Okay, do we have thickness? Can I get some? All right, what does this look like? You know what? Maybe I don't care that much. Maybe I want to move on. Maybe I need to end stream. It is that time. Crap. A lot of time got eaten up tonight with some extra stuff, so we didn't really get a lot of time to get into this. Where did time go? Oh, I had to escort someone to the bathroom. But that's okay. I'm still pretty stoked about what we got. So what we've got here, this is gonna look better. It was Uppercut. No. So we got the pop-ups. Those look fun. That's neat. I may add this curve to these, but don't count on it. So the idea, let me see if I can do this live. Yeah, look at this. So it's gonna kind of follow behind it. That, Oh, that's, the render order is not good. Uh-oh. Bad render order. What if, does that help? Hang on. Reload. Oh, I don't like that at all. Uh-oh. Oh, that's pretty bad. What about these meshes? Do they have, they're already divided. They're already heavily subdivided. Oh, crud. Well, they're not fighting, but they're certainly not doing what I want them to do. Why, though? They're friendly. They're Z-friendly. Crud. Spent so much time on the page. Well, okay, hang on. Let's consider. Let's take this animation player. This one right here, and get it down to fifth of the speed. Okay, so perhaps this is okay. Because no, that's not okay. You're drawing in the wrong order. Oh, that does not look good. That does not look good. Why? All right, hold on. Godot, intersecting plane draw order. Like, all right. So, for instance, if we take this single page here. Yeah, that looks awful too. Well, if I intersect it with this mesh, that looks fine. But with this shader mesh, it does not. And that might be because it's a shader mesh. Vertex, shader, draw order. Beep boop. String for another half hour. Beep boop. All right, so let's say this single page, real quick. If I had another single page, but I get rid of this material, this special material, and then I start flipping it around. Yeah, it cuts through correctly. Okay, That's scary. I don't know. Well, okay. We figured it out for the normals. So maybe we can figure this one out too. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Overtime. This is gonna be rough. Okay. We'll tinker with this next stream, which is gonna be Wednesday. We do Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We will try this again. Bib time. All right. It does appear to be something about the fact that both of these are vertex shaders. It seems like that breaks the draw order of stuff or something. I don't fully understand it. So if that's the case, we have two options. One, figure out how to make shaders play nice when you have two of them doing that. That's scary. Option two, maybe we do convert this. It's true. Maybe we do convert this to now that we figured out how to do it in shader code, maybe we convert it to GDScript and edit the actual mesh points and just deal with that. That seems like the lowest effort for what we're dealing with. And now that we've already got the formulas, we can probably do it. All right, where are we going? I need to fire off a raid here. Let's look at all our usual categories. We're gonna check the game dev category. I don't think I know any.
Zorp bedtime.
Zorp. I don't know anybody that's on because, as it turns out, I don't usually watch streams at this time because I'm going to bed. Weird how that works out. The worst time to end stream is right before going to sleep. Nope, don't know any of you. Mario. Everyone loves Mario streams. At least I like vaguely know some Mario people. And then there's also GFE, who is doing a tournament. Beautiful. It's really satisfying. Raid GQ. That would be very funny. It would be very funny. GQ is not online, and that is what makes it particularly funny. GFE has no mic right now because he's in a tournament. So he can't actually, he can chat, but I think it is in fact emote only. So that's probably not the best target. Okay. Anybody that we've got here? Lizard Machine, because we have lizards. I don't know Lizard Machine. Someone replaying Reverie. There's an idea. Glitch Cat. Oh man. Having to come up with a raid target on the fly is the worst imaginable. Fire submitted a patch. I hope it completely replaces all the puzzles with brand new puzzles. They're 10 times harder and more convoluted. No, I want more of the fish rooms. That's what I want. There should be more fish rooms. Oh, Starground, no. Mario Maker. People doing Mario Maker? Do we know any Mario Maker people? No. All right, we'll do the. We'll remove Mario. Oh, good. Great. No! No! How dare you! No! I mean, hi! Thank you for the raid! Gameion, welcome in. Oh, man. It's really good timing that you came here right now. It was really good. Oh, wait, hang on. I know someone. V Hoyer. Hoyer? It's Brazilian. So I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. It is. All right, we're pooling the raid. Let's do it. V has come in a few times before. Everyone, I'm sorry I have to go so quickly. We were working on the pop-up book thing. I'm trying to get these pages. I'm trying to get cool pages to turn. And I'll tell you all about the struggles next time. I promise. The problem right now is draw order when you're messing with vertex shaders is weird. So I'm probably going to not do this with a vertex shader anymore and just do it with code. Oh, he's Portuguese. Okay. Oh, wait. Not Portuguese. Okay. Don't worry. Oh, okay. Gotcha. There we go. He should. Fire should just make a video game. He could do that. Everyone, have a good night. Thank you so much. I will be back Wednesday, and we'll do a full stream of actually working on this. This is gonna be like a 30-second segment of the game, and we're gonna spend like 2 weeks on it. I love game dev. Have a good night, everyone. Farewell.